Good afternoon. My name is Don German. I'm the plant manager for Mon Valley U.S. Steel Irvin Works, and I'm up here with Carol Holmgren from Tamarack Wildlife Center, and we're here on site, so really great to be up here with you. Really here for two reasons. One, obviously, to find out how Rosie is doing, and then the second is to present you with our donation of $20,000 from U.S. Steel for what you do. I really am, thank you for you and your team. I got to meet Carol's team, and they are awesome. And we really just appreciate everything you do, not only for Rosie, but with all of the raptors and the wildlife that you do. So thank you very much. And yeah.
And thank you so much for this contribution. We would be thrilled to treat Rosie regardless, but yeah. This really makes a big difference for our center and our ability to work with our patients. So
yeah, I know everything you do is is donated. It's nothing's federal or state, and whatever we can do, we're honored to be a part of that. The other thing that we're up here for is to really a lot of great news about Rosie and what you've done over the last few weeks. So I'll turn it over to you and tell us a little bit about everything that's going on.
Right. So you may be aware that Rosie was unable to fly when she damaged the flight feathers on one wing and her tail. And as a result, what we've been seeing was she was able to hop about 2, maybe 3 feet high in her aviary. And if she was trying to do any flight, she would just spin and swerve to one side and not really be able to get off the ground. So something happened that we are very excited about. Her feathers finally completed their growth stage, and that we consider that to be hard pinned so that any existing flight feathers no longer had blood or nerve supply. And that opened up the window for us to do a process called implanting. So we were able to take, with state and federal permission, we were able to take feathers from a deceased patient and implant them into the shafts of her damaged feathers. So this is actually one of the feathers that was clipped out. You can see how short it was on Rosie. And by comparison, this is how long, how can I show this? This is how long, there we go.
This like that.
There we go. So you can see the damaged feather, and this is a comparable feather that we replaced it with. So we did a procedure replacing 9 out of her 10 primaries and 3 of her damaged secondaries. And after those were set and glued in, we were using 5-minute epoxy. And to join the feathers with the shaft, we either used just the vein of another feather that had been stripped, the shaft of another feather that had been stripped of the veins, or we used a bamboo skewer to fit inside and with glue join the donor feather to Rosie's, just the bit of shaft that was retained for Rosie. So with those glued in, she had borrowed wings, or at least a borrowed wing. And when we took her back to her aviary for the first time, she flew up to her perch. And that was such a thrill. So that first day, she was able to reach perches about 6 feet high. And by the following day, she had figured out flight even further. And she was hitting perches, able to reach perches that were 20 feet high and flying the full length of our eagle aviary. So that just makes us grin every day that with those wing feathers, she is now able to practice flight and get some exercise during this critical period for her to learn those skills. That still leaves the tail feathers that need to be resolved. And just in the last week, we were doing a recheck and are thrilled to report that her tail feathers are starting to grow in. So 9 out of 12 feathers have started to come in and are about, between 1/3 and 1/2 grown in. And then we do have 3 feathers that broke off at the body where the shafts were retained. And those are not going to fully grow in for another year, but it looks like there may be enough shaft remaining for us to do an imping procedure for even those last 3. So the good news is Rosie has full wings, her tail is coming in, and she's able to fly. In terms of looking towards release times, she still has issues to resolve, and she'll need to go through a number of tests. We've got a checklist of everything she needs to demonstrate in order to show us she's ready for release. But times of year that we will be considering are winter, when eagles are congregating at a food source. Then that can be a good time for release, where she can learn from observing other eagles obtaining food and navigating the landscape. Spring is another time that we would consider for release, when there's more abundant food. And if we would need to wait for her to complete a molt, summer would be an option. But we are hopeful that we'll be able to get her out and into the air sooner than that, because there's been so much progress. We would be still concerned about habituation to keep her wild. And so the main strategy there for this age of an eagle is to have minimal contact. So she's in an aviary where she's secluded, she's away from where the public might be, and our staff only go in once a day to deliver food and do some whatever cleaning is needed, and then we depart. So we're just having minimal contact, and that's sufficient for her to remain wild, and that's fantastic. In terms of other skills that she needs to know that she's an eagle. She needs to not be too familiar with us, so we're doing a good job with that. She needs to know a variety of food sources, and since eagles are scavengers, in addition to hunting, we are going to be using her scavenging skills as a tool that she will have when she leaves. So she's being exposed to natural food sources that she might find when she is released. Eagles are large enough that it can be dangerous for them to hunt live prey within the confines of a structure that has solid walls to run into. And so it's pretty standard for eagle rehabilitators to give them a variety of natural foods to scavenge.
So you mentioned about the northeast eagle that had came in. Is there an update? Did Rosie get the roommate?
Yeah.
How's that working out?
Yeah. So the northeast eagle still has some medical issues that we are trying to resolve, but she has graduated to the point of being co-housed with Rosie. So they've been roommates for about 4 days now, and they seem to be getting along just great. The northeast eagle is not flighted at this time. She's working on it. She's gaining some strength, but she's kind of where Rosie was when Rosie first arrived. So the northeast eagle is able to get maybe 2 feet off the ground, 2 to 3 feet off the ground, and she could sustain flight of 20 to 30 feet. But she's not able to get up to high perches. So Rosie occupies the high space in the aviary, and our eagle from northeast tends to be on the low spaces. But sometimes Rosie seems to want to come down and socialize, and we'll find her on some of those lower perches that previously she was not frequenting at all once she had learned how to fly.
Maybe Rosie will be the teacher now and teach.
Yeah, roles are reversed, because the eagle from northeast is a little bit older than Rosie, but cool. Rosie's going to be a good teacher.
Right.
Thank you also for all the supplies you brought today, including fish. So Rosie and the eagle from northeast have some fresh fish in their bathing pool, along with toys and other fun things. So thank you for that support as well.
Absolutely. It's an honor to be up here. Your place is amazing. Tamarack Wildlife Center does wonderful, beautiful things, and we're just honored that and blessed that you're taking care of Rosie. So, and what you do is phenomenal. So
it takes a team, and everybody who supports us is very much a part of that. So cool. You're part of that family as well now.
It's an honor to be. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. We'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
So far, it's great news.
And I know you said so on Facebook and also through your site, and which is also opportunity to donate as well, and to really keep updates on Rosie and everything you do. So
I will mention we have an exciting day coming up. If anybody is interested in visiting our center, we don't give tours of actual patients because we're a hospital and we don't give tours of hospitals, at least not where the patients are. But there's a great day coming up to visit Tamarack and see what we do and meet some of our live ambassador raptors and the volunteers and staff who treat our patients and go out on programs here. So if you're interested, September 25th from 1 until 4, we'll have our free open house, and there will be kids activities, kids crafts, displays, tours of our admission room. Again, meet and greet with our ambassador raptors. If we have a hawk that's ready for release, sometimes we're able to do a live public release.
Oh, wow.
It's one of my favorite days of the year. So September 25th, 1 to 4, if you want to come on up to Sagertown, Pennsylvania.
Awesome. And I think you can go onto your website, right? And there's a list there of wish list that maybe take a look and see. And if you could be generous, bring some of those, donate. That's what I did today. Brought some toys, puppy toys and stuff that hopefully Rosie will play with.
Yeah.
That my puppy didn't. So
Rosie will make short work of them, I'm sure.
And the egg carton
That's
that I
right.
brought, so.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and have a safe and wonderful day. So,
Thank you.